Hello, my name is Chuyan Yang, and today I'm going to start with demonstrating my AWS configurations. I have 4 202 tenants, and they're listed on my screen right here. So I'll be having 4 tenants, each isolated in their own EC2 instances. And I'm in the Oregon region, the US West 2 region, and I have my 4 instances running in 3 different availability zones, 2A, 2B, and 2C. As for the security groups, I have them in the same security group, and they allow for inbound traffic to HTTP, HTTPS, and SSH. And for load balancing, I had to set up target groups, and I have one target group set up for each tenant, and they're listing on port 80. And I created an application load balancer, and it's in 3 availability zones, and my DNS is this right here. So to configure my routing, I have to go to the listeners tab, and this listener is listening on HTTP port, and I go and edit my rules. And my first rule is for the login for all 4 tenants, and the next 4 are each of the 4 tenants and their routes. And I forward them to the specific target groups, which is actually just the 4 tenants instances. So I go to the login page, and then I log in as one of my tenants. And then right now I can see that I'm in their instances by looking right on the right here, and it's behaving as my rule indicated right here. It forwards it to my second target group, which is my second tenant, and so if I log in as a different tenant, here it shows that I'm logged in as another person, and the routing is behaving correctly. For my SQL database, I use the RDS service on AWS, and it's my only DB instance. So I'm using the MySQL engine, and this is my DB instance. So this is the endpoint which I use to connect to my database, and it allows traffic on port 3306. And if I go to see the details, you see that I'm using a security group that allows inbound traffic from on port 3306 from my own IP, and the 4 other tenants, so they can connect to my database. And let me just log into one of my tenants, and there's a gradebook, and here you can see all my grade records from all of my tenants. And let me see if I just try and do submit one grade, Judy, and let's see, give me 4 points, and you can see that it's submitted. So I go back to the gradebook, see that for this tenant, there's a new record. Since my 3306 port is open to my current IP, I'm going to go inside and take a look at my single database that I use for my 4 tenants. So, and I'll go into port 3306. My username is greater. And I'm going to show you my tables. Oh. And then show tables. And then I have all these tables. I used extension tables to link my tenants to their grading data. And let's select from, and here is my list of my tenants and their information. And as you can see, they each have their tenant ID and table and the table name for where the individual data is. And then this is where everyone's data is, and so you can see there's a tenant ID for all the data and which table it will also reside in, and then all the columns for all the data. And then so we can link everything through their tenant's ID. So we can let's look at one of, for example, if we look at the tenant ID SZ, their table name is RAN grades. So go look that table up, and it will show the 3 records that is also present in the tenant data table.